The fire at Ozone Disco in Quezon City is one of the most catastrophic tragedies in Philippine history. On the night of March 18, 1996, a terrible fire broke out at the Ozone Disco Club, killing at least 162 people, the majority of whom were youthful partygoers celebrating graduation or other significant events. The horror of that night left an indelible impression on the city, and the site of the disaster is now thought to be haunted by the souls of those who died in the flames. Ozone Disco was a renowned nightclub in Quezon City, visited by young folks eager to dance and enjoy music. On the night of the fire, the club was filled beyond capacity, with more than 350 people crammed into a space designed for less than 100. As the night progressed, a fire developed in the DJ's booth, most likely owing to defective electrical wiring. The fire spread swiftly and, within minutes, the club was engulfed. Because of the club's poor architecture, numerous exits were either blocked or difficult to reach. In the turmoil, anxious customers raced to the single main entrance, which tragically opened inward, making it practically impossible for the mass to leave. Many people were trapped inside as the fire engulfed the structure, and the great majority of the fatalities died from smoke inhalation or were trampled in their desperate struggle to escape. Since the accident, the Ozone Disco site has been abandoned, yet claims of odd events have continued. The burned-out shell of the building became a site of strange encounters, leading many to believe that the souls of those who died in the fire are still around, unable to find rest. One of the most common ghost sightings involves ghostly partygoers. Witnesses have reported seeing ghostly individuals dancing inside the club's remnants, frequently accompanied by faint music and flashing lights, as if the fatal night were being repeated. These apparitions are frequently characterized as shadowy individuals in the distance, clothed in 1990s attire and gliding slowly, almost dreamy. The music is faint and distorted, going in and out of earshot. The sounds of screaming, passers-by and security guards stationed nearby have reported hearing screams and desperate pleas for aid coming from the remains of the Ozone Disco. Even though no one is inside, the screams, which have been described as scary and heartbreaking, appear to echo around the vacant lot. Many people believe that these are the final noises of the victims, locked in the location where they died. Cold spots and eerie silence. Those who visit the site of the Ozone Disco fire frequently describe experiencing sudden cold areas, even on warm evenings. These frigid areas are generally accompanied by a strong sense of melancholy or fear, as if the emotions of the deceased are still felt in the air. Some have also remarked an unsettling silence that has descended upon the area, as if the city is holding its breath in recollection of the catastrophe. Personal encounters. A security guy named Ben was assigned to watch over a building near the Ozone Disco. One night, while making his rounds, Ben heard faint music coming from the abandoned lot. At first, he assumed noise was coming from a nearby automobile or party, but as he looked closer, he noticed shadowy creatures dancing in the ruins. As he neared, the figures vanished, and the music ceased. Ben stated that the air around the spot felt unusually frigid, and he hurriedly departed, swearing never to investigate the place again. Carlos, a taxi driver, related a scary anecdote about picking up a bunch of clients near the old Ozone Disco late at night. The group was somber, and when Carlos tried to start a conversation, they remained mute, their faces scarcely visible in the rearview mirror. When they arrived at their location, Carlos turned around to discover his back seat absolutely empty. He looked about, confused and scared, but there was no one in sight. When he realized he had picked up the ghost passengers near the site of the ozone fire, he stopped traveling in the region at night. The Ozone disco fire is a catastrophe that has left profound scars on the victims' families as well as Quezon City. The disaster site, which has long been abandoned, is now associated with ghostly encounters and strange phenomena. The spirits of the young people who died in the fire are thought to haunt the area, caught in a terrible cycle of their final moments. Whether you believe in the supernatural or not, the haunting of the Ozone disco site is a disturbing reminder of the tragedies that occurred there, which will live on in the city's memories.